Well, now that you heard about the UK's 2021 all-important budget, I'm sure you sat down at the dinner table. I'm sorry, the pubs are still closed, the restaurants still closed. Large gatherings are not possible. So this budget is just a family affair that you can discuss at your dinner table with your children as to how it's affecting you and what it benefits. Well, especially when a budget is pronounced, it's always part of the society who benefits, part of the society who will struggle and not benefit. And this is no different from another budget or from the political spectrum we've created for centuries. It is very clear that nothing on this planet has evaporated or is being thrown in to our planet from the skies above. Everything we produce, everything we had, everything that we know that exists on this planet for the survival and to sustain life is right here. The budget applies only to the human idea of politics and money. The human idea of politics and money for centuries have accelerated the very basis of our survival, the planet. There is no budget or allocation of any money for the planet that we have destroyed for centuries, if not for millennia. As long as the humans have existed here, we are the only ones who have compromised the health and the well-being of this planet. And with our great innovations and great ideas about energy efficiencies, energy independence, energy, the very energy that you are has been exhausted. Talking, thinking, exploring about how to keep the energy efficient. Everything we do has a burning effect. Everything that drives energy. We lose multitude of energy to try to arrive at a very efficient and a very practical way. It is sad that we as human beings have never been brought closer to the understanding or the education of what is to be a human being, who could very much relate their life to the very existence and the planet that we live. Yet, the budget, the money, politics, and all other philosophical ideas and psychological dramas that we have drummed up into our children for generations. What I'm saying may not relate or has any logic to what you have learned to be able to understand my transcript or my interpretation of what it means to translate the budget that was just announced. What I'm saying is simply, whatever we have here for all living species on this planet is right here on this planet, nowhere else. It hasn't been thrown, It hasn't been imported from heavens or skies above. We have put our efficiency, have we? We have put our efforts, have we? We have evolved to a place that we create dimensions of comforts by compromising every other life and the life of this planet. And then we try to fix it through political dialogue, through political debate, through budgets, through elections, through partisan, through bipartisan, through collective efforts. Yet no one has given the foundation or the understanding of fundamental life and its existence and how it supports life and its existence. So we carry on. Who benefits and who doesn't benefit in anything we do. The way we have created our lives and our lifestyles is always to see how to benefit. It's never been educated as to how to benefit other before your ideas that intentionally benefits you by confusion, by complication. In simple terms, if it's not in your realms of your logic, of what you have learned since a child, through your parents, through your grandparents, what I'm saying may come to you as a complete and utter silly translation of what I mean to explain and express about the budget and everything else that we have taken on as human beings. It's called the COVID budget. It's called the budget in 300 years. It's an economic downturn that we haven't faced for 300 years. I wasn't there. Yet, to know what it means to be the most terrible downturn in economic circumstances of today's lifestyles, even if it was 25 years ago, of comparative life to what we have and our ancestors and our grandparents have had. Even if we go back by 25, 30 years in our current situations, given the fact that we have slowed down and everyone has been affected by this such a jolt that ripples the entire world, the pandemic. It is time that we can learn that whatever we have is right here, supporting our lives. All people, no matter which budget, which religion, which political party you are supporting and following, and you have been brought up. To me, there's no such thing as politics, religion, or ideas and philosophies. All I know is life and life and life everywhere I look. And every one of those lives is here and supported by one foundation, the planet. If we continue to progress, thinking that it's a progress for us, it's an improvement for our children, we still haven't learned how to step out in a way that is conscious and responsible, that every one of us are educated and elevated enough to understand that very fundamentals of life. Without knowing those fundamentals of life, we will step out into a deeper and more terrible situations than what we are finding ourselves today. If you do not pay attention and consciously remind ourselves the planet that we live is the only one that we've got, no matter who's trying to send rockets to wherever they wish to, in their own endeavors of aspirations of their own self-interest and ideas to be proven to the rest of the world that they're beyond this earth and on another planet. To me, by burning out the energy, the effort that has been put towards exploring beyond this earth, by destroying and reducing the possibility of humanity to exist here and coexist in an embrace in a wholesome way, we are simply saying that it is time for us to look for elsewhere, that our interest on this planet has faded away, is a very silly and petty, puny idea in their selfish aspirations to explore. How to explore the human potential by knowing how to provide the very basic necessities, the access to the very basic necessities of humanity. Clean air, clean water, arable, good and healthy food, a shelter to protect from the elements of our existence, a relevant and most up-to-date health care for all beings, and health and well-being and health and a healthy environment for all species to exist and coexist as a whole. That life will support in itself, that your ideas, your puny and petty ideas may only further psychologically send individuals into dramas, rather than giving them the opportunity to see what they can do to elevate a human life and the lives of others, in turn creating a planet that is a notch better than how you found it when you first came here. That is all as a human being in this very brief and a very brief time that we have here. If you invest your time in the most of the basic of conscious attributions to life, you will just do what is needed. In turn, we will find as humanity a precious life that we are, an evolved life that we are on this planet. Isn't it time that we get out of our logic and remember to feel the sense of honesty, sense of true feeling in each one of us through a platform of education and understanding and relaying the importance that all beings, human beings, is exactly the same. Clean air, clean water, arable land, clean, good enough food, hygiene, a healthy environment for us to coexist and embrace life as a whole. If you plant this seed in humanity today, in whatever you do, the most profound step that you have taken to see whatever you do is profound enough, in turn, as a consequence, it is impactful for our survival of this planet. The healing of what we have done to this planet may in turn show us and flower and blossom and flourish for us to all exist in the most healthiest, the most wealthiest and comforts that we can ever imagine of. Thank you.